you know that beneath the burning deserts of Texas, there are secret rivers that disappear without a trace? Or that there are mountains that now touch the sky and were once at the bottom of the sea? And that there are colonies of millions of bats capable of darkening the sky like a storm? Texas is a state full of secrets that are as surprising as they are disturbing. So buckle up, because we're going to reveal 35 Texas secrets that not even many Texans know. 50. Marfa's mysterious lights. In the desert town of Marfa, strange orbs of light flicker in the night sky, glowing red, white, or blue. Locals call them the Marfa Lights, and no one has pinned down their origin. Some say atmospheric conditions, others blame car headlights, but many remain convinced it's something paranormal. What makes them so eerie is their unpredictable appearance. Sometimes weeks go by without a sighting, then suddenly the desert lights up like a supernatural disco. 49. The world's largest bat colony. Near San Antonio, Bracken Cave is home to the largest bat colony on Earth. Every summer evening, more than 20 million Mexican free-tailed bats pour out at once, forming swirling ribbons of black across the sky. It's nature's own fireworks show, and what's more incredible is that these tiny mammals eat up thousands of pounds of mosquitoes nightly. Texans may not realize that one of the world's greatest wildlife spectacles is practically in their backyard. 48. Palo Duro Canyon, the Grand Canyon's little cousin. Everyone knows about Arizona's Grand Canyon, but few Texans realize their own state has the second largest canyon in the US. Palo Duro Canyon near Amarillo stretches over 120 miles and plunges nearly 800 feet deep. Its painted layers of red, orange, and purple rock make it a stunning natural wonder. Locals call it the Grand Canyon of Texas, and you can even hike or ride horseback along its dramatic trails. 47. A tropical paradise in South Padre. Most picture Texas as dry and dusty, yet at the southern tip lies South Padre Island, where turquoise waters meet sandy shores. Unlike the typical Gulf Coast beaches, South Padre has a tropical flair with palm trees swaying and dolphins swimming offshore. Texans sometimes overlook that their own state harbors one of the best beach vacation spots in the country. No passport required. 46. Texas has its own Stonehenge. Hidden in Kerrville, a rancher built a near replica of England's Stonehenge, called Stonehenge 2. Standing tall in the Texas Hill Country, it's accompanied by massive Easter Island-style heads. While it doesn't have the ancient mystery of its European cousin, it's a quirky, fun roadside attraction that surprises visitors who stumble upon it in the middle of nowhere. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe and give a like to discover interesting facts to share that few people know about the US states. 45. A cave of crystals larger than people. Deep inside the caverns of Sonora lies sparkling formations that look like frozen waterfalls of diamonds. Some crystals are so large they dwarf the humans walking among them. Unlike most caves filled with damp darkness, this one glitters like a hidden underground palace. Few Texans realize they don't need to fly abroad to witness one of the most dazzling cave systems in the world. 44. The ghost town of Terlingua. Nestled near Big Bend, Terlingua was once a thriving mining town. Today it's a ghost town where abandoned ruins sit beside quirky cafes and art galleries. Each year it hosts a world-famous chili cook-off, drawing thousands of spice lovers. The contrast between crumbling buildings and lively gatherings makes Terlingua a living paradox. Half history, half modern-day celebration. 43. Texas has a rainforest. It's true. Deep in East Texas, the Big Thicket National Preserve is so dense with biodiversity that scientists once compared it to the Amazon. Towering pines mingle with swamps, savannas, and wetlands, creating an ecosystem where carnivorous plants thrive. The preserve is so rich that it contains species found nowhere else in the state. Texans often think only deserts define their land, yet here lies a lush green surprise. 42. Cadillac Ranch. Art buried in the dirt. Just outside Amarillo, 10 Cadillacs are buried nose first into the desert soil. This public art installation, known as Cadillac Ranch, lets visitors spray paint their own graffiti on the cars. Over time, layers of paint have created thick, dripping sculptures of color. It's equal parts surreal and playful, proving that even in the barren Texas plains, creativity flourishes in unexpected ways. 41. A pink lake that looks straight out of a fantasy movie. Near Corpus Christi, a saltwater lagoon called Laguna Madre occasionally turns bright pink due to algae blooms. The sight is so unusual that first-time visitors often think their eyes are tricking them. While the coloration doesn't happen year-round, when it does, the water glows like liquid cotton candy. It's a natural wonder that feels more like something you'd see on another planet than in Texas. 40, the world's smallest skyscraper. In Wichita Falls stands a bizarre building known as the Newby McMahon Building. Locals call it the world's smallest skyscraper, standing only 40 feet tall with an interior space smaller than some apartments. It was born from a clever con job during an oil boom, when investors expected a towering structure but got a miniature version instead. Today, it's a charming piece of Texas oddity. 39. Blue lagoons in the desert. Balmorhea State Park hides the world's largest spring-fed swimming pool, holding over 3.5 million gallons of crystal clear water. The desert setting makes it even more striking. Turquoise water surrounded by dry scrubland. Swimmers share the pool with tiny fish and turtles, making it an oasis of life in an otherwise arid region. Texans often overlook this jewel of West Texas, but it's a bucket list spot for those who find it. 38. A meteor crater the size of a stadium. In Odessa lies a massive depression created by a meteor impact thousands of years ago. The Odessa meteor crater spans hundreds of feet wide, reminding us that space doesn't just stay in the sky, it sometimes crashes down into Earth. Though smaller than Arizona's famous crater, it's still a fascinating and eerie place where cosmic history meets the Texas desert floor. 37. Enchanted Rock's otherworldly glow. Enchanted Rock, a giant pink granite dome rising from the hill country, isn't just a hiking destination. At night, the surface sometimes emits faint glows caused by minerals and temperature changes. Legends swirl around the rock, with whispers of it being a sacred place, or even haunted. Regardless of belief, standing on top feels like standing on another planet, with sweeping views and an energy that few places can match. 36. Texas has sand dunes like the Sahara. Few Texans know that in Monaghan's Sandhills State Park, miles of rolling dunes rise like golden waves in the desert. Visitors can even rent sand sleds and surf down the slopes as if they were snowy hills. The dunes constantly shift with the wind, creating a living landscape that changes from week to week. It's a reminder that Texas holds not just plains and forests, but surreal deserts too. 35. Hamilton Pool, a natural grotto that looks like a movie set. Tucked away in Dripping Springs, Hamilton Pool is a collapsed limestone grotto with emerald green water and a 50-foot waterfall cascading into it. The cave-like overhang creates a magical setting where swimmers feel like they're floating inside a hidden fantasy world. It's so picturesque that it's been featured in countless travel magazines, yet many Texans still haven't made the trip. Visiting feels like stepping into a postcard without leaving the state. 34. The floating courthouse in Jefferson County. Most courthouses are solid structures planted firmly on the ground, but in Port Arthur, the Jefferson County Courthouse is designed on pilings to float above the soft, swampy soil. The building literally adjusts as the land shifts underneath, a clever engineering solution that often surprises visitors. It's not your average seat of justice, it's one that hovers quite literally above potential disaster. 33. Dinosaur tracks frozen in time. At Dinosaur Valley State Park near Glen Rose, you can walk alongside real fossilized dinosaur tracks preserved in riverbeds. Some footprints are so well defined you can see the claws of creatures that roamed Texas millions of years ago. Standing there, you realize you're stepping exactly where a massive reptile once strolled. Few states offer the chance to literally follow in the footsteps of prehistoric giants, but Texas does. 32. The secret cave beneath San Antonio. San Antonio isn't just famous for its riverwalk. Just outside the city lies Natural Bridge Caverns, a sprawling underground system filled with colossal chambers, stalactites, and sparkling formations. One chamber is so large it could fit a football field inside. While millions visit the Alamo, many don't realize that beneath their feet lies a subterranean wonderland every bit as awe-inspiring. 31. A blue hole hidden in Wimberley. Jacob's Well in Wimberley is one of the most unique swimming holes in Texas. It looks like a simple circular spring, but beneath it, a vertical cave system plunges more than 100 feet deep. Divers who explore it describe twisting underwater tunnels that feel otherworldly. While it's a popular spot for cliff jumping and summer fun, its hidden depth makes it one of the most mysterious natural springs in the US 30, a cathedral made of junk. In Austin, there's a massive art installation called the Cathedral of Junk. Built in a backyard, it's a 3-story labyrinth of bicycles, car parts, hubcaps, and household objects fused into one towering sculpture. You can climb its stairways and wander through bizarre corridors of recycled chaos. It's both playful and oddly beautiful, a monument to creativity hidden in a quiet neighborhood. 29. Floating cabins on Lake Travis. While most lakeside getaways involve cabins on shore, Lake Travis offers floating cabins that literally drift on the water. You can wake up, step outside, and jump straight into the lake from your porch. This unique lodging option often flies under the radar, even among Texans, yet it delivers one of the most unforgettable overnight stays in the state. 28. The state's hidden blue volcano. Near Alpine, you'll find an extinct volcano called Pilot Knob. Its basalt formations reveal the remnants of ancient lava flows, though at first glance it looks like just another hill. Geologists point out that it's one of the few volcanoes in Texas, and though it hasn't erupted in millions of years, it gives the state a fiery claim to fame most people never suspect. 27. The world's largest cowboy boots. In San Antonio, a pair of cowboy boots stands taller than a 3-story building. Known as the largest cowboy boots in the world, they tower near a shopping mall, making for a surreal sight. Drivers often do a double take when they first spot them. They're not just oversized decorations. They've become a quirky symbol of Texas' larger-than-life reputation. 26. Caddo Lake's haunting beauty. Caddo Lake in East Texas looks nothing like the rest of the state. Here, bald cypress trees draped in Spanish moss rise from the water, creating an almost swampy fairy tale-like landscape. It's one of the only natural lakes in Texas, and its eerie beauty has inspired countless stories and legends. Paddleboarding or kayaking here feels more like drifting through Louisiana's bayous than Texas. 25. Prada Marfa, a luxury store in the desert. Imagine driving through endless desert and stumbling across a Prada boutique. Outside Marfa, that's exactly what you'll find. A small Prada store filled with real merchandise, but never open for business. It's actually a permanent art installation designed to look like a luxury shop frozen in time. The contrast of high fashion and barren desert makes it one of the most Instagram spots in Texas. 24th, the world's largest rattlesnake roundup. Sweetwater hosts an annual event that shocks first-time visitors. The world's largest rattlesnake roundup. Each year, thousands of rattlesnakes are captured, displayed, and handled at this festival. While controversial to some, the event draws massive crowds and is part of local tradition. It's one of those only in Texas spectacles that proves the state's relationship with its wild creatures is complicated and bold. 23. The underwater ghost town of Bluffton. When Lake Buchanan was created, the rising water swallowed the town of Bluffton, but during severe droughts, the ghost town resurfaces, stone foundations, cemeteries, and all. It's a chilling reminder that entire communities can vanish beneath Texas lakes, only to reappear like ghosts when water levels drop. Few Texans know they could paddle right over an entire forgotten town. 22. Texas has its own island lighthouse. Off Port Isabel stands the Port Isabel Lighthouse, the only lighthouse in Texas open to the public. Visitors can climb to the top and get sweeping views of the Gulf Coast. While lighthouses are often associated with New England, Texas quietly boasts one of its own, standing as a rare maritime treasure in the Lone Star State. 21. The Cave That Breathes. In McKittrick Canyon, there's a small cave nicknamed the Cave That Breathes. As temperatures change, air rushes in and out, making it sound like the cave itself is inhaling and exhaling. It's a natural ventilation system caused by pressure changes, but to hikers, it feels almost alive. Discovering it deep in the Guadalupe Mountains adds an eerie twist to an already dramatic landscape. 20. A pink Capitol building taller than DC's. Most people know the Texas State Capitol in Austin is massive, but what they might not realize is that it's actually taller than the US Capitol in Washington, D.C. Built from pink granite, it gleams in the sunlight and towers proudly over the city. Texans like to say everything is bigger here, and in this case, it's absolutely true. 19. The river that disappears. The Kamal River in New Braunfels is one of the shortest rivers in the world, stretching only about 2.5 miles. Even stranger, it emerges from a spring, flows gently, and then vanishes into the Guadalupe River. Locals and tourists love to float along its length, often surprised to learn that such a tiny river is internationally famous for tubing. 18. The world's largest largest honky-tonk. In Fort Worth, Billy Bob's Texas proudly calls itself the world's largest honky-tonk. This isn't just a dance hall, it's a 100,000 square foot playground with live bull riding, dozens of bars, and stages that have hosted legends. You could spend an entire night inside and still not see it all. While country fans know it well, many Texans outside Fort Worth are shocked to learn their state holds the crown for the biggest dance hall on Earth. 17. Devil's Sinkhole, a bat volcano. Close to Rock Springs lies Devil's Sinkhole, a vertical cavern more than 350 feet deep. What makes it special isn't just its size, but the nightly spectacle of millions of bats spiraling out at dusk. Locals describe it as a bat volcano, with dark swarms pouring into the sky. Standing nearby, the rush of wings feels like a living storm, proving Texas caves hold more than just rocks. They hold entire ecosystems. 16. The Glass Mountains of Texas. West Texas hides a range of hills that glitter under the sun. Known as the Glass Mountains, their name comes from the shiny quartz crystals embedded in the rock. When sunlight strikes, they sparkle as if sprinkled with diamonds. Many travelers pass them on highways without realizing they're looking at one of the most dazzling natural features in the state. 15. The ghostly island of Goatman's Bridge. Near Denton, Old Alton Bridge, nicknamed Goatman's Bridge, carries a reputation for eerie happenings. Locals whisper about strange sightings and footsteps echoing when no one is there. Even skeptics admit the area feels unnervingly quiet after dark. Whether you believe the legends or not, it's a reminder that Texas doesn't just boast natural marvels. It has its fair share of chilling mysteries. 14. The Salt Palace made of real salt. In Grand Saline, there's a museum called the Salt Palace, built almost entirely from blocks of salt. It sits above one of the largest salt domes in the world, estimated to contain enough to supply the planet for centuries. The building itself sparkles under sunlight, a monument to the mineral wealth hidden under East Texas soil. It's literally a palace you could lick, though the staff might not recommend it. 13. The world's longest undammed river in Texas. The Trinity and the Rio Grande may get the headlines, but it's the Brazos River that quietly claims a unique record. Stretching more than 800 miles, it's the longest river in Texas that flows without a major dam interrupting its path. This makes it a haven for wildlife and kayakers who crave uninterrupted wilderness. Few Texans realize one of their rivers is a rare, free-flowing giant. 12. Texas has its own wine country. Move over, California. Texas Hill Country is one of the fastest growing wine regions in the United States. With more than 60 wineries, rolling vineyards, and award-winning reds, the area is quietly gaining international recognition. Most Texans think of beer or bourbon as the state's drink of choice, yet an entire wine culture has blossomed right under their noses. 11. A cathedral of cacti. At the Desert Botanical Gardens near Fort Davis, cactus varieties grow taller than people and form landscapes that look like spiny cathedrals. Rare species bloom with vivid colors in spring, transforming the arid desert into a living rainbow. The gardens remind visitors that deserts are not barren wastelands, but dynamic ecosystems filled with unexpected beauty. Before moving on to the 10 most impressive, remember to subscribe to the channel and give it a like to become a wise American geography expert. 10. Texas has a tropical fish paradise. Believe it or not, scuba divers in Texas don't have to leave the state to see tropical fish. At Flower Garden Bank's National Marine Sanctuary in the Gulf of Mexico, vibrant coral reefs host sea turtles, manta rays, and schools of rainbow-colored fish. It's like snorkeling in the Caribbean, except it's technically still Texas territory. Few residents realize their state holds one of North America's healthiest reef systems. 9. The world's largest cowboy hat. While Texas already boasts the largest cowboy boots, Dallas takes it further with a hat. A giant cowboy hat sculpture towers over a shopping plaza, measuring more than 20 feet wide. It's so big that if it were real, you'd need a crane to lift it onto someone's head. Together with the boots, it proves that when it comes to Western fashion, Texas likes to size up. 8. The town named after a breakfast food. Yes, there's actually a place in Texas called Oatmeal. This tiny community near Austin has leaned into its quirky name by hosting an annual oatmeal festival, complete with a parade and, you guessed it, plenty of oatmeal to go around. It's a reminder that Texas town names can be just as surprising as the landscape. 7. The river that runs backward. At certain times of year, the Medina River appears to run backward due to unique geological features and underground springs pushing water in odd directions. Locals who spot the illusion are left scratching their heads. It's not a trick of the eyes. It's a quirky natural phenomenon that makes this river one of Texas's strangest waterways. 6. a world-class observatory under desert skies. The McDonald Observatory in West Texas offers some of the clearest night skies in North America. High in the Davis Mountains, far from city lights, its telescopes reveal galaxies, nebulae, and star clusters invisible elsewhere. Stargazing programs draw visitors from around the globe, though many Texans don't realize one of the best windows to the universe sits in their own desert. 5. The only fajita capital of the world. Laredo proudly claims the title of fajita capital. While the dish has become a Tex-Mex staple nationwide, Laredo celebrates it with festivals and competitions, tracing its origins back to local ranching culture. For food lovers, it's a pilgrimage spot where sizzling meat meets cultural pride. It's surprising how few Texans know where their beloved fajitas found their true spotlight. 4. Texas has a hidden blue lagoon for divers. Near Huntsville, a private limestone quarry has filled with spring-fed water so clear it became a diving hotspot. Known as the Blue Lagoon, it's a striking contrast to the pine forests surrounding it. Scuba divers train here because of the visibility, which rivals tropical seas. It's proof that Texas holds aquatic wonders even in unexpected inland corners. 3. The Cathedral of Caves at Longhorn Cavern. Longhorn Cavern State Park houses a cave system so dramatic that its main chamber looks like a cathedral carved in stone. The smooth limestone walls create natural hallways and domes that feel designed by hand. Visitors walking through often describe the silence as almost holy, making it one of the most awe-inspiring underground sites in Texas. 2. The secret beach without waves. Most Texas beaches have steady surf, but Boca Chica Beach near Brownsville is oddly calm. Protected by sandbars, its waters ripple gently instead of crashing violently. This makes it ideal for quiet strolls and bird watching rather than surfing. Locals who prefer peace over crowds quietly treasure it, while many Texans don't even know it exists. 1. A cave of living glowworms. Hidden in a few limestone pockets of Texas Hill Country are glowworms that emit faint blue-green light. At night, the tiny larvae twinkle like stars inside the dark cave ceilings. Few Texans are aware that this bioluminescent wonder even exists in their state, but it turns ordinary caves into natural planetariums glowing with life. Now that you know these 50 Texas secrets that not even Texans know, which one surprised you or did you like the most? If you had to choose just one, which would it be? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments and see how many of us agree. While many of us will also agree when watching the video I'm sharing on screen, we all like to have something to share and learn more about, and that's precisely what you'll achieve by watching this video. But first, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit like, otherwise we may never see each other again.